While the president says the war could be over soon, the disruption to the energy market could have ripple effects for weeks to come. Joining us now to discuss what is next is RBC Capital Markets Global Head of Commodity Strategy, Helima Croft. Helima, great to have you with us, especially after the comments from President Trump. Seems to really impact. Can ships be moving through the strait this soon?
Well, what does soon mean? Does it mean 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months? I mean, that is very ambiguous at this stage. We'll all be listening at 5:30 because he says it's going to be over soon, but he's also going to take over the Strait of Hormuz potentially and potentially pick the supreme leader. So we do not know yet what winning looks like, what the wind down mechanism is for this war. But I think a lot of people in the market never thought we'd get this far because they thought he doesn't want higher prices for the midterm. So I think they're waiting and basically ready to jump on any sign that this is ending. The question is, when is this ending?
Pippa had mentioned some of the pipelines that can...
Sure, we can talk about that. What's so interesting is...
Not nearly enough, though.
Not nearly enough. And also, let's be clear, the East-West pipeline, which is the main Saudi diversionary route, that was attacked in 2019 by the Houthis with drones. The Houthis have not entered this conflict yet. If they were to do so, that Yanbu port is certainly within range of Houthi drones and missiles. So, again, it is helping now. If this conflict were to deepen and escalate, you'd have to have a scenario under which the Houthis came in, and that port would be potentially at risk. So everything is better in the oil market if the war unwinds. But if it's prolonged, I mean, we apparently have, according to Argus now, 6 million barrels shut in across the Middle East. That's the latest Argus number. More than double what we thought we'd have a disruption from Russia. Remember the Russian war drew prices up? Everyone said 3 million barrels would be off the market. Never was the case. If we have just 3 million out of Iraq, I mean, that is material. So getting that production back up and running when the straits are reopening will be important.
What do you take from the fact that we can have this type of intraday volatility in crude? I mean, we went up to 120 on WTI and down, below 90. Is it just a function of stampedes and positioning, or is there that much of a difference based on slight assumptions changing about? I mean,
I think there was a whole corner of the market that was late to get in on this story of an extended war. And when you had President Trump saying unconditional surrender, that really drove the run up. The minute he says enough, people think, OK, this is Greenland all over again. They're waiting for a sign that essentially he pulls back. So it's going to be very important to see how he defines success tonight, because is he going to say we've taken care of the missiles, the launchers, the naval assets, supreme leader gone, I'm winding this down in a few days? That's one thing. But if it's a multi-week, that's a different story for the markets again, because you're going to have all this supply unable to get to market, continuing shut-ins.
Right. Some of the comments to CBS that were made indicate he says that Iran has no communications, they've got no navy, so they're really in a paralyzed sort of position here. But I'm just wondering, what do you think the capability is?
What metrics are we using? So certainly when you talk to people in Washington, you hear the military goals in terms of launchers and missiles are largely being met. What we are struggling with are Iranian drone capabilities. And Iran has excelled at low-cost drone manufacture. They actually export them to Russia in significant quantities. So we have not been able to deal with that issue nearly as well as we've been with the missiles and the launchers. So they retain significant drone capabilities. And again, what ships are we talking about? Formal naval assets, we are sinking those ships. They are still thought to have potentially, 1,000 or more small boats that can be packed with explosives and used to mine the strait. So again, pick your weapon and I'll tell you where we are.
Yeah, weapons, that's key.
And also, clearly, there's been no indication of whether, there's a willingness to speak to whoever is now leading the country about a ceasefire, the terms of anything.
Our new supreme leader is the one whose dad was killed. Yeah. He's lost his wife, his son, his mother. I'm not sure he's necessarily in the mood to bargain with us just yet.
Sure. Yeah.